Daipayan, please just start taking on to the honors.
So hello everyone, I am Daipayan Hore, and everyone has opened programming, right? So we want to just get through the basics of Python. So everyone, how many of you know C here? I think it's done in class right now. How many of you know C? Anyone raise your hands up, show some enthusiasm. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to know it to expert level, just basics level. Yeah, okay. So we'll be doing Python. So Python is something we use basically for ML and even most other data jobs and everything. So right now we'll be just going through the basics of Python, the basic fundamental syntax and everything. So has everyone opened Programmist? I think everyone has done that. Okay. So let's begin. So I'll be putting in Colab. My code will be in Colab. You don't need to worry about it. I will just tell you what to write and then you will explain it. And then you will run it. You will see what happens. Okay? So, wait. So this is how you print hello world. It's the most simple one. So I'll first say let's do the hello world program. It's the simplest thing you can do. So just write the first line, print hello world. In your program is just write the first line. Don't need to write anything else. Just do that. Okay? And just run it and say if it executes hello world. It executes, right? Yes. Okay. Then you take input. So how do we take input? Because we need to take input. So input is a function here. You just write input and then you enter your name and you see the result in ANS is a variable. Okay. So ANS is a variable which will hold your name and then it will print that particular variable. So I'll say do this 2 lines again. Okay. The second and third line. Type it out. Take your time. Type it out. The second and third line and then run it. And meanwhile, obviously, delete the first line. Okay. Remove the first line, then do the second and third. Okay, I think everyone has done it. Let me run the code once. So this is how you. This will be the output of the program. Okay. So the first one, hello world, you have seen it earlier. So we will not talk about that anymore. And yeah. So now it will want the name. So I guess for you too, that will want the name. So give any name you want, your name or any name. So is it my name? Okay. Yeah. Now we will print the answer and we print the answer, that is my name. That's it. So this is how we simply print. We take an input and you print like this. Okay. So let's go down. Let me scroll down this. Yeah. So now let's do about data types. What kind of data types are there? So how many of you know integer and double and float and all of those? Okay, a lot of people know. Okay. So in Python also, almost there are the same things, right? There is something added, but we'll learn about that later. So let us do what we know, okay? So A is a variable, okay? And that is 5.8. So everyone take that, take a variable and assign 5.8 to it, okay? Or any value that you like, but it should be decimal point. And then print that value. Just print it and then print type A, okay? This will just print the value of A and this will print what type of variable A is. Okay? If anyone has a doubt in understanding, do tell. So, first, do the first 3 lines just that. Okay, so what output are you getting? Do these 3 lines and just run it and see what output you are getting. You will get one value that is 5.8 and then you will get class something, right? That's what you are getting. Class float. Okay. Yeah. So that will be the exact output. So yeah. So when you print, it just prints the variable what you have the value, and type A will print the type, the data type. Okay. So we get the output class float. Okay. So that means 5.8 is a float value. That's about it. Then, when you have got this output, I will say delete whatever you have done. Just select it and delete. That's it. Then you take the same variable and then you assign a new value to that particular variable. Okay? Then again print it. The same thing we have done. Earlier we did it 5.8. Now you do with a string. Okay? Because it's enclosed in double quotes. Everyone knows string here. So, and then you print it. So you don't print like this. So attention everyone, if you are not listening, don't print like this, it will show an error. Okay? use this statement print, then in brackets write it. Okay. This is something you can only do in Colab and Jupyter Notebooks, not in other compilers. So just do it. I will not explain this now. We'll explain it later. So when you print, you will get you can take any string. You don't have to take Robin. You will get the output of that particular string. So one thing we learned here is in Python, the initialization is dynamic, right? So what does that mean? You can take a variable and you can give anything. You can give any value to that particular variable and Python will accept it. You don't need to write int a equals to 5. Okay? You can just write a equals to 5. Doesn't matter. And that same way you can later on use it and store any other value of any other variable. Okay. So let's scroll down. So, okay, keep on scrolling this. So you don't have to write this one because this is just display the type of it. We have earlier done this. So that's it. Okay, please don't write before I tell, okay, because you get confused. Hold on, we'll get through. So print type A is basically we have done this earlier, so I'll not speak on this again. Type A is basically the type of the variable. That's it. Okay. So the last value of A was Robin Hood, right? And what strings did you guys take? Someone say any string you have taken other than Robin Hood if you have taken something. Anything, speak up, come on. Hello world, okay, good string. So now if you write type A, what answer you will get? String, right? Not class. Class will be there for everything. Okay. You will get class str, that means string, right? Okay. So let's go down. Yeah. So just move out here. This is a long line. So see. So I will say you don't write everything. Okay, this is pretty big. I will tell you what to write. Don't write this much. And you don't need to write this. This is just print statement. There are various things you can write in a print statement. So all we do was print and within brackets we can just write whatever and it prints, right? So there are some extra things you can do with the print statement. Number one is end and number two is set. So what does this to mean? Don't type this. Okay, this is not something you use every day. Very rare. End is, suppose if you write today is end this. End means after this is printed, Python compiler will print a dash or a subtraction sign, whatever. If I don't write this much, it will end with nothing. Okay, it will just go to a new line. So the default end parameter is new line. So everyone knows slash n. If I write slash n, it goes to a new line, right? You know this. So the default end parameter is end line. So if you don't mention anything, it goes to a new line. You will see this normally. If you write print something, then you again go print something, those two are printed in two different lines, right? Because the default end parameter is slash n. So if I write this, the output will be different. What different will be? I'll show you later. And then we print something else with commas, and then I go sep dash. Sep, it stands for separator. Okay. Separator means there will be 5 dash 11 dash 2020. It will be printed like this. Okay. So all of these are objects. Remember, everything in Python is an object. Okay. So all of these are objects, and all of this will be separated with this. Am I clear? Okay. So you don't need to type all this. So Pranit, run this code once. Yeah. So they show this that I'll say okay. So today is, don't zoom in that much. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. So today is 5/11/2023. So it should be today is the line 5/11/2023 should have been in a different line, but here it's in the same line. Okay. Why is it in the same line? Because after today is I have done end with a dash. Okay. So it will not go to a different line. It will stay in the same line. Print the dash after colon and then print 5/11/2023. Okay. Let's go down. Let's go down. Yeah. So now let's know about zoom out a little bit. Okay. So how many of you know if else? It's a very basic thing. ICSE kids know. CBSE kids know. So this is if else, right? So if else in Python there's a different thing. Okay. So the only difference here is what's the if else ladder? If ladder or if else ladder? Someone will tell. Okay. Yeah. No, no, anything. Like, what's the concept of?
Straight pattern.
Okay, okay, so.
So, it's a ladder. It's a ladder.
Yeah. In?
So, if would consider statement where we will put a condition and it will check. If it is true, then the if condition statement that we are putting that will be executed. And if the if condition is not true, then the else will be executed.
Yeah. What's your name?
Shreya.
Good job, Shreya. So, see, it's the same thing here. Like in other languages, C or C++ you have learned, it's the exact same. The syntax is a little different. We used to write if, else if, and then else, right? But here, in case of else if, the only difference is I will write elif, okay? ELIF, not else if. It's shorter. And there is the second difference. The second difference is okay, I think you have noticed by now that we don't give semicolon inside. Okay, so that's one thing. And another thing is there is colon. Okay, after that's another thing. I mean you can give parentheses, it's fine, but even if you don't give it, fine. So the colon is here. After every condition, you have to give a colon. Okay, if any for else, you have to give a colon. So that's it. I will say type out this much. It will take a little time, but type out this much, whatever has been done. So everyone take your time and whatever has been written here. So write this one and execute. The print statements, you don't need to write the full thing. Okay. You can write in short x dot o dot n dot o dot and n dot o dot. Okay. You can write in short the print statement. It will take a shorter variable name. I think everyone here knows about variables, right?
Yes.
Okay. You can take shorter variable names that will reduce the time it takes to type. I heard everyone is having a bit of problem in indentation. So indentation is a very important thing in Python. Okay. So after you write this if statement, you give a colon. Just press enter. By default, this gap will appear. Okay. Don't change it. If you change it, the code will not work. Okay. You write a colon. You write a colon. Give enter. A space will become here. Okay. Keep it. Don't delete it. If you delete it, code will not happen. It will not run properly. This occurs for everything. If, else. So maintain the indentation. Otherwise, the code will not run properly. If you have not done it till now, I will say you don't need to worry. We will share the entire code at the end of the session. Okay. And right now, I will say focus more on the understanding. The code running part, if it is there is some problem, it's due to some syntactical reasons. Okay, take your time at home and type it out. It will be alright. Okay. So right now, focus on the conceptual part. Understand whatever is happening. Understand what a if is. Understand what the things are being explained. Okay. Okay. So this is another if-else structure. You don't have to type it out. Okay. So don't type it. So in favor is a variable that holds the value true. So this is one new thing that in favor is it's a Boolean variable. Okay, Boolean means it will either have the value true or it will have the value false. How many of you know Boolean here? Like Boolean variables or what Boolean is? Okay, everyone knows. Right, most people know. Good. So in favor it is a Boolean variable and it is set to true. All right. And AGF is another Boolean variable, it's set to false currently. And age is a simple numeric variable, it's an integer, it's set to 20, you can see that. So I'm saying if the age is greater than 18, print this one, print in favor holds the value true. So if it's greater than 18, I'll print true. If it's not, I just print false. That's it's very simple. And at the end, we'll just print out the type of age. So Pranit, come down and run this one on. Okay, so the output you will see is true because the age was 20, which is greater than 18, and the class, the type of age here, it will be bool. Okay, bool stands for like Boolean. Okay, so it will belong to the Boolean class. Okay, another thing, if you have any problem of regarding something we have already crossed in the way, don't fret about that. We'll finish everything. Keep the problem in your mind, or if you have a copy, write it down somewhere. After I'm finished, we'll address those issues. Okay? Currently, let's go how I have to. Okay, so this is simple or and add. Okay, so I'll say type out the first sentence, just the first sentence. print true or false. Just type out this much. Okay. So true or false. So true or false will always result in true. The simple thing to remember is or and these are when or happens, any one true will result in a true. When and happens, everything needs to be true for the result to be true. Okay? I think everyone knows the or and how it works, but this is how it works. For or, any one true, the answer is true. For and, everything has to be true for the answer to be true, otherwise it's a false. Okay? So, if you run the first statement, what output are you getting? True. No. What's the output? True. Okay, don't write the first, second one, just the first. True. Okay, good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Sorry, go down. Okay, so I've got true equals to false. So equals to it's a comparison operator. So there are two values, true and false. You are comparing the two values and checking if they are same or not. So are true and false same? No. So the answer is false. That's it. So you don't have to write this one. So go down. Okay. So zoom out a little. Okay. So this is loops. Okay. How many of you know all the loops here? For while, do while, all those. Everyone knows that. So this one take time. So for loop is very simple in Python. Okay. So I is a variable. Count is also a variable. Don't type this right now. I will explain it. You get the time. Then for I in range 202. So just remember three things. Okay. Here you have to pass three variables. Even two values will do. First value is the starting value. Second value is the stop value, and last value is the step value. Step value means how much we want to increase in each turn. Okay. So this will start from 2. It will go to 100. So what kind of problem is this? This is representing all the even numbers from 2 to 100. Okay. So if I have to represent, so if anyone can answer this, if I have to represent all odd numbers from 1 to 100, what will be the values here?
It's starting from 1.
Yeah.
Then it will same. And
Yeah. So it will be 100 and okay, it will be the same thing. The question was odd numbers from 1 to 100. It will be 102. Okay, it will end at 99. 101 is something will not be. Okay. And another thing you have to remember, if you write 100 here, 100 will not be included. You have to remember this. That Python works in this way that I is less than 100. It will check till there. It will not go less than equal to. So that's one thing you have to remember. Count is count plus 1. Every time I am getting a value, I will be counting it simply. And then they display that there are this many even numbers. That's it. So you see that between 2 and 100, there are 49 even numbers. Okay. So yeah, I'll say don't write. Yeah, write this one. Okay, write this code a little bit. Run it. And in the print statement, don't write it this much. Just write count. Just print count. Okay? Just print the value of count. That's it. Do it and see what's the output. And make sure you keep the indentation alright this time. Give a colon. Give an enter. This much gap you don't have to leave. Okay? Just give a colon, give an enter, and then you just write this line. Okay? You don't need to give these two statements. You don't have to write right now. Okay? These are comment statements. Don't type this right now. Type the rest. Don't type the text that is in blue. But do type this one. Don't give up. So, are you done typing this one? How many of you are done? So, have you done the program? What does it show? It shows this one 49. Okay. Let's go down then. So, this is how for loop works. And Pranit, uncomment the line. Achha, wait a minute. Okay. So, these two lines, these are comment statements. Okay. Comment statements in Python means if you type anything, if you type a valid Python syntax and you just give a hash before it, That will be treated as a comment line. It will not be executed while you execute the program. Okay. So now, okay, let's go down. Yeah. So this is the while loop. So while loop runs almost in the same way. Okay. So that means while whatever we know in the other languages, this is almost exactly the same. The only difference is you have to give a code. That's it. So I starts from 0. It will go till 10, and I will just print the value of I, and I will increment i's value by 1 each time. Okay. And if I is equal to 5, so let's remove this part. Let's don't think about this much. The other part, while I less than equal to 10, print I is I plus 1. Have you understood that? Okay. So then what is pass? Okay. Pass is basically if a condition happens and if you give pass with it, that means this condition will not be like checked. Okay. Nothing will happen. So if I equals to 5, what do you expect this code to have the output? Like what output do you expect from this code? 0 to 10, it will be printed, right? 0, 1, 2, 3 till 10, right? That's the same thing that will happen. So this pass has no influence. You can type pass in any code or whatever, it doesn't do anything. So that's just like you can say useless. It doesn't have to. Okay, Pranit, let's go down. Go down a little bit. Okay, so another thing, Python doesn't have a do-while loop. How many of you knew this? Everyone? 4, 5. Who invented Python? Does anyone know? Who knows? Which year was it? No. Okay. Which year was it? Okay. It was in 1989. It started in 1989, finished in 91. So fine. You don't have to remember dates. Okay. So in Python there's no do while loop. Okay. So in the while loop we can change it a bit. So it works like a do while. So what's the concept of a do while loop? It's an exit control loop, right? Means we will enter the loop at least once. Even if the condition is false, my loop will work at least once. That's the concept of do while loop. So even here it's the same thing. There's no do in this code, but there will be while. Okay. So how do we execute this? We don't have to type this. I'm repeating. While true. So what does this mean? This is an infinite loop. So always remember that if while true happens, that means it's going to be an infinite loop. So the condition is true for an infinite time. Okay. Then we take an input. Okay. So I take a number as input. If the number is 1, the child will dead. Okay. And I break. So break is another important command. What does break do? Can anyone tell? Exactly. So it's the same thing here. Break means when this value is encountered, the loop will stop working. That's it. Okay. So go down. And when this value is not encountered, I will just print the inputted value. So that's how this will work. I will take a value. I will check if it is 1. If it's 1, my loop ends. If it's not 1, I will print the value. So how many of you have not understood do while at all? Like what is do while? Where is do? How many of you are having this question? No one. Okay, you are having this one. So see. So while is this? Okay. So there's no do while in Python explicitly. The while loop can be designed in a way so that it works like a do while. Okay. So I start with an infinite loop. It has to be an infinite loop so that it enter in at least 1. Okay. Then this is just an example. You can do whatever you want within it. I take a value. I give a condition. This condition has to be there in a do while loop. In a Python do while loop, if you want to execute, a condition has to be there when you get out of the loop. So that's what differentiates a while loop from a do while loop. Okay? It will take time to understand, but you will do it. So you break out of the loop when you get this particular value. So you can put any condition here. You don't have to do it just with values. You can do it any value, okay, or anything, any condition. Otherwise, if this condition doesn't happen, you do whatever you want to do within the loop. So that's how the do while loop works in Python. I hope you are clear, more or less. Okay, turn it, go down. Okay, no. Run this code once. The do by do. Run this one. Okay, so see they want value to execute. So give a random value. Anything? 6, 5. Okay, 6. Let's give 6. And 6. Give enter. Yeah. 5 and then 6. So it's not ending. Okay. So now you go 1 and it has to execute. So give 1. Now press enter and it executes. Okay. So the loop doesn't run any further. Yeah. The trial ends. So there are no further executions in the loop. So go down now. Okay, so now it's time for some data structures. Okay, the data structure first, I will say don't type it right now. Okay, because I will say understand it. If you have a question, ask me directly. Okay, because you are not typing. If you are typing, there are people who can see. But if you don't understand here, ask me directly. Okay, so there's a list. List is something where you hold multiple values. Okay, how many of you know array? What an array is? Okay, a lot of people. So you can say it's almost the same as array, but there's one difference. Python has array, Python also has list. Okay, the difference is list. In a list, you can put any value you like. Okay, you can put all integers, you can put strings, you can put float values, you can put float and string together. You can do whatever you like. Okay, so that's list. Okay, array we will go on later, but now we do list. So if you print the type of list, it will print the type. Okay, later. Run it, go down now. So this is another example where you can store anything. Like I would say, you can store anything here. List 3, this one is what? It's a list of lists. Okay. So see this blue bracket. This starts there. Let me go to the end. So this is another list. This is another list, and here the main list is. Okay. So this is a list, and within which there are 3 more lists. Okay. So this is list of lists. And you print the 2 lists. This is just simple printing, and it will print like this. Okay, it will print the entire thing. When it's zooming on the output. Okay, so this is how it will print out. The type of the list is obviously class list, and when you print it, this will be the output. Okay, so how many of you understood list, like what it does and everything? Like the basic thing is list holds multiple values. It can be of any data type. It can be any number. Okay. Okay. Let's go down. So this is how you print of. Okay. So in a list, if I want to print a value, I want to print the first value. So in an array, what is the first index? 0. And what is the last index? N minus 1. What is that? Yeah. So if you do 0, this will print the first element. And list 3, I have gone 0 2. Why have I done 0 2? List 3 versus list of lists. Okay. First 0 means it will take the first list. Okay. And 2 means from this first list it will take 0, 1, 2. It will take this element. Right? So this is how it works. 0 2 means, I am repeating this once again, there are 3 lists. It will take the first list. Out of that, it will take 0, 1, 2. This element. Okay. So let's go down. List 1 minus 1. Okay, what is minus 1? Minus 1 is the last one. Okay, everyone knows. Go down now. So go down, go down. Go down. Okay. So list 2 is 0. See, we have created a new list here. Okay. It holds the list 2, but there's something in the brackets. What does this mean? This means from list 2, I will take only those elements, the 0th element till 2nd element. Excluding the 2nd element, I will not include the 2nd element, and the jump will be 2, right? So I will just take the 0th element. That's it. Because if you make a jump of 2, it goes to the 2nd element or index number 2. But I cannot include that. Whatever is written here, this index you cannot include. Remember this. This is called slicing. Okay. Earlier one what we did. This is called indexing, and this is called slicing. Okay. So we are slicing a list, and whatever is formed, we are creating a new list. Okay, and we print this one. And list 2, this is a new list. I have created another list from list 2, and I have given no values. What does this mean? Okay, this is an important part. If you give no values at all, this means it will take the entire list. If you just give 2 columns, it will take the entire list and it will follow the list. Okay. So whatever list 2 was is what demo is. So Pranit, go up once and show what list 2 was. Okay. List 2, it was this 20 C++ Adobe 9.8. Okay. Go down now. Go down further. Okay. Demo 20 C++ Adobe 9.8. Same thing. Right? So if I take the entire list 2 is demo basically. Go down once. Go down further. Okay. So these are some list functions. There are multiple list functions. I will say remember some basic functions. When you are learning Python, don't go to remember all functions. You will become a map person. Okay. Don't learn all the functions. Learn the basic ones. Use them when you do some projects, and with them you will remember most of the things. Okay. So append is a very important thing. This is not something you can remember right now. Append is something which is used to add a particular value in the list. Okay? So 800, I want to add it to list 2. Okay? Pranit, go down.
Earlier when you try to say about the slicing part, you said that it will copy it down, right?
It will?
Copy it down. When you use the double quotes,
Yeah.
without any value, it just copy it down. So it copies the value, a value or the reference value.
It will copy by value. Like it will take the whatever there is, the content, and the same content will be placed in the new list that was created.
So if I modify the demo, will it affect the list too?
Now, whatever you do here is just this property.
Is up to that.
It's by value. So if you do by reference, both will change. Right? But if you do by value, what I mean to say is, if you change something of this is what you mean to say. Like if you want to make some changes to demo, will there be changes in this too? This is your question.
Yeah.
No, there will no. The changes will be there only. Here there is no.
Or okay, and one more thing that without the brackets, if I do just demo equal to list, will it not copy?
I've shown this just to show slicing. This is you can do that. Okay. So here, okay. Let's go down. So append 800. So list 2 was this one, right? 20 C++ Adobe 9.83. So go down. Pranit once. Pranit, go down once. Yeah. So now see 20 C++ Adobe 9.83 and there's an 800 that has appeared, right? Because we appended that value. Always remember, append means you add something. Okay, add where? Add to the end. Okay, always it adds to the end. It doesn't add anywhere. So it adds to the end. So yeah, we have done the same thing. We have appended, and remove means you remove the particular value. Okay, there are lists of functions. You can read about all of them, but understand the basic ones very well. Pop means it will just remove that element which was last entered into the list. Okay, so what does pop do? Anyone?
It removes
Pop
last
the
element.
last
Yeah,
element of the
it
list.
removes the last element that was entered into the list, not the last element in the list. Okay, there's a difference. Last element which you entered in the list, that will be returned. Okay. Okay, so go down. And what? How many of you know functions here? What function actually are? Some. Okay, go down. So these are some other functions. You can in a list you can do some of those elements. You can sort the list. How many of you know sorting? What is sorting? Someone say.
Arranging secondary.
Arranging an element. Arranging all the elements. Ascending or descending. Okay. So if you want to sort the elements, you can use this. Sorted, right? Max is to find the maximum of this list. Mean is to find the minimum of this list. That's it. Length finds the length of this list. How many elements there are in the list? That's what it is. Do you have a question? Hello? Do you have a question? Oh, okay. We'll go down. Okay, wait. So, list 1, can it go up once? Wait. List 1, go up. Wait. So, list 1 was this, okay? 10, 30, 40, 50, right? So, go down once. Go down. Wait. So, see. Whatever there was, 10, 30, 40, 50, this was there, right? 10, 40, 30, 50. If you sort it, it will appear in the sorting order. By default, the sorting is done in ascending order. So remember this. Sorting is always ascending order by default. And you add all this, in sum, the output will be 130, max value 50, mean value will be 10 and the length will be 4 because there are 4 edges. Okay? I think everyone has understood this function. Okay? Go down. Okay, these two are more important than all the functions or anything you have done. Okay? Help is a function if you need to know anything about a particular thing. So anyone tells you use dictionary, you don't know what dictionary is, right? Just write help within bracket list. Okay? So you don't know what list is. Someone told you to use list. Just write help within it, type list. What you will get? Go down. Run the code. Oh, comment of the second line. Comment of the second line. Comment of the second line once. Yeah, louder. So if you need any help for anything, you can just type this. What will appear is a documentation, the full documentation of this. So everything you need to know about this will appear here. But the only issue is it's a documentation. Documentation, so it's very hard to understand directly from it. It's very long, right? So if you need to see this and you are good at seeing documentation, you can just do this and you can see anything here. Now go up once, uncomment the line. Go up now. Uncomment this line. Now comment the first line. Now this is list.append, right? Append is a function we learned just now. Okay, so if you forget what append does, you can look it up on Google, that's one thing. But if you want to stay here, you can just write list.append and type it in help. It will show what append does. It's a short thing you can do, right? If you forget anything, because you can't remember everything of it. So go down once. Then go down. Okay. So now the last data structure we will do today is dictionary. Don't fret about data structures. It's not a very tough thing in Python. Lists and dictionaries are common things which you will use always. Okay. So you have to practice some. On the first day, nothing will happen. But if you go home practice, you will remember. So dictionary is something. There is key value pairs. Okay. It's a very interesting data structure. Here you will need some keys. So this A, B, C, this all they are keys. Okay. And they are linked with particular values. B is 20, C is linked to 30, like that. If you print the dictionary, let me go down. If you print the dictionary will be printed like that. Whatever it is, it's a very simple thing. Go up once. Okay. Now dict1 dot keys. Keys means it will return these keys. So these are the keys A, B, and C. And values means 10, 20, 30. Okay. So these are the keys and these are the values. If you write items, remember what an item is. Item. This one is an item. This one is an item. This one is an item. So each key value pair is called an item, right? Okay. If you type dict1a, what will appear? Anyone can 10? 10, yes. Because a holds the value of 10, so if you pass a to dict1, it will pass 10. A, B, and C are there. What if I pass D here? What will happen? Yeah, but right now I'm just printing this. So if I don't type A, by mistake if I type D, what will happen? Yeah, it will be an error. If I pass D, because there is no key named D in here, right? So yeah. Okay, let's go down. So now if I want to add a new key and with a new value, we will just use this. Just a key and I add a new value. That's it. Okay? Yeah, go down. And again, you can use the help if you forget anything. If anyone has a problem on dictionaries, if you want to ask anything, no one? Okay. So go down. Okay, so this is the last part. Functions, okay? Functions is very simple in Python. Very simple. That is here, one keyword is def, okay? Def stands for definition. You have to, when you are defining the function, you have to write def. This is the function name, and within it, you give the parameter. What is the parameter? Whatever value you want to send to the function, you give this. Okay? Within that, I've written a simple if-else code. Everyone here knows if-else by now very well. So it's the same thing, right? Go down. There's something called return here, right? What does return do? Anyone knows what return does here? Yeah, exactly. So when the function is called, it will return this particular value. So if I don't call the function anywhere, so go down once. Okay, so here where has the function been called? Anyone?
check here.
In that check.
Exactly. In check age 30. So while printing, you can just call the function and send the value 30. So it will go send 30 to the function, right? And it will check whether 30 is less than 20, greater than 20, less than equal to 59, or it will be old, right? So run this code once. So yeah, you will get the output. So 30 means it should be adult, right? So it should come adult. It's not coming. I think there are some okay. So if you have anything that you want to ask from today's session, okay, here, thank you. So the output is adult because it takes 30, as you can see. So it will output adult, right? So the session is finished. If you want to ask anything or any concept that you didn't understand, you can ask right now. This entire code will be provided to you, but if you didn't understand anything, you can ask right now. Anyone has any questions? No questions.
Have any doubts? Please raise your hand.
Anything that didn't execute when you were doing earlier or something, you can ask right now. Okay? If there is no such problem, it's fine. Okay.
In dictionary, when I want to copy that, it's by default copy your pen, right?
Sorry. Dictionary.
When I copy from one dictionary to another dictionary,
Okay.
so it copies the value.
Yeah. Same how you do in this. Okay. So thank you everyone for today's session. It was great meeting everyone. And next Friday we also have the session. We'll have on different topics rather than this one, and we'll be going with object-oriented programming, and we'll go through some other data structures. In the meantime, you will be given some questions to solve. This is for your own benefit. No one is forcing you to do all of these things. But if you do this, that's your own benefit, right? And also do this. That's a very important thing that you can do right now in the first year. Thank you everyone.